days just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to be your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. See, they and Jester bring you home. It's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health, it matters most. So come in close and raise a toast to the ones who fight each day. To the silent words they never say. You're strong, you're seen, you're truly hurt. We got your back, you got our word. Oh, take CJ and Jester, talking truth and pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, holding space just for you. Take a, take your time. We're here to read your mind. Take time. Not see day and Jester bring you home. We laugh, we cry, we share the ride. No judgment here, just love and light. You've got a place right here to stay. So take 5 and heal today. Take 5 with CJ and Jester, talking truth.
Good morning to yet another program. This is a new week, a new topic, a new day. We are thankful for life. Welcome to another Take Five program, your mental health program. And this morning, we look forward to your comments. We look forward to your interaction, as this topic will be a very interesting one. Time to stop blaming parents for their children's behavior. Good morning to William Broadcast 107.5 FM. Good morning to you. Good morning to CJ in Toronto. Good morning. Good morning to Mary Ulavachi. Thank you for joining so far. Good morning to you. Miss Kenro, we await your call. Good morning. Let us just take a quick commercial break in the meantime.
Engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfin and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
And we are back. Miss Kendra, you can call. I'm calling you now, so we can pray. Good morning. Good morning.
Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact
1845.
WeNoise TV at
Sugar's Repair Services.
929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv.
Hello. Hello.
Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfin and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays,
and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy.
Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
Hello, good morning. 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 How are you? Okay. Go ahead and pray. Thank you so much. Okay.
Periodic cool.
Scary, just come. He just come.
I'm good, man. How about you? Yeah, you have to fight it. You have to. So have a wonderful Tuesday. Yeah. And I guess you will be following us keenly because that topic this morning would be very, very interesting. I believe it really, really will at some point in time in your life fall in your pot.
Okay. We look forward to your call.
Bye, Kenro.
Okay. So, Jester, good morning.
Good morning to you, Ryan.
Morning.
Good morning to the listeners and viewers of this unique program
Good
called
morning.
Take Five. So we're on it for another Tuesday. Oh, let me first apologize for not being here last week, Tuesday. I had a very important workshop to attend to at the National Stadium. It was a um, sports broadcasting workshop, so it falls in line with what I deal with. And it was very, very good. Yeah, that was conducted by Ricardo Chambers. Yes, of course, started off in Jamaica. He's now an international sports broadcaster, works with Sportsmax TV. So it was really, really interesting. And I must say hats off to M1 for organizing that session. But I believe that one just really scratched the surface. I think he'll have to come back in the future. He only dealt with two aspects of broadcasting, which were preparation and execution. And you know what did he say about preparation? How do you prepare before you do a broadcast? And when that question was posed, you know what the answer was? Oh,
You can't?
when,
When do you
oh, when
prepare?
do you prepare? Yeah.
When do you prepare? You really can't as
When
well.
the answer to that was, you wouldn't believe it. Uh, Preparation is constant. Preparation is constant, but it's correct. Sometimes we it takes the professionals to come and tell us, maybe having an idea of what we already should have known. Yeah, because I always believe preparation, preparation, preparation. So if I do a broadcast today, it will be so much on my mind. I will always be looking to evaluate and see how much I can improve in the last time it was done. So, and when you know you're going into an area, you've got to do your research, and then, I've been doing that already. So I think really, you just really emphasize it, but it's so true. Preparation
It's key.
is constant, because you want to be as certain as to what you're doing. So it really, really was a good workshop being organized by Emma. Yeah. So how was the weekend, man?
The weekend was a really busy, busy one. I
Ah,
celebrated on Saturday, my birthday on Saturday.
okay. I was looking to your wedding anniversary. I really thought that was coming. Some people fortunate enough to celebrate the double,
Yeah.
birthday and wedding anniversary. But
Yeah.
yeah, well, the birthday is one of the most important. celebration of in someone's life, I should say.
Yeah.
Some people really go
They're grateful
out
for
of the
life.
way to celebrate birthdays.
Yes.
Yeah, really go out of the way, man.
Yes, and you
You
have to
know,
be very grateful for life because
yes,
I was just looking at a video on social media
yeah,
where the security guy he just came from the job and he was standing by the road waiting for transportation.
yeah.
Probably the boss or so, and he fell right at the spot and died.
Wow, boy.
So we have to be very, 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 very grateful
Yes,
for
yes,
life.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of people, the death toll these days, I mean, is very, very high.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, very, very high indeed. Boy, I'm telling you, I've been going to a lot of funeral in recent times. You know, wow. So for me, what weekend was, I should say, somewhat. I just enjoy some football for sure because I went and do the broadcasting of that game between Paradise and St. John's Sports. That was on Sunday at the Cuthbert Peters Park in Guelph. So it really, really was intriguing because these two teams are the front runners in the JFA Premier League. So St. John Sports won that game 2 goals to 1. So they have now gone past the defending champs,
Mm.
Paradise FC International. You know, Paradise, um, they have won it back to back and they're looking to make it a triple this year. But St. John Sports might have different ideas. So St. John Sports is up on them by 1 point. So St. John Sports have 24 points. Paradise FC International um, remain on 23 points before they battled on Sunday last. So
Football,
yeah, football.
honestly,
Lots of
yeah,
football been taking
yes.
place now. You have quite a lot of World Cup qualifiers taking place. Yeah, in the different confederations. Yeah, so you have in UEFA, have Africa, um, even in the Caribbean and CONCACAF. So, for example, there's a big encounter tonight between Trinidad and Jamaica. Yeah, that game will be coming out 8 p.m. local time. So all the lovely football fans, that is something you can look forward to. Yes.
So let us say good morning to our viewers and listeners. Once again, let us say good morning to Marlon Klein, Fitleen Hallie Douglas, Bunny Avon, Coffee in the Morning, good morning to you. Daphne Date and family, the Hill Street family. Ola Bachi, good morning to you. Lorna Bain, I'm not sure if you're here or you're back in Toronto. Good morning to you. Mary in Toronto, good morning. Junior up in um, Granny Tang, right? Alvin Harris, the Duchess. Mr. Snack, good morning. Kenro, good morning to you again. Good morning. SBW, good morning. Buddy in the Trap, good morning to you. Um, Bushes, Chubby, good morning. Paula, Sharon, good morning to you. Joycelyn Noel, good morning. Kathleen Ledlow, good morning to you. Good morning. Mary Olavachi, good morning. To William Broadcast 107.5 FM, good morning. Good morning to you.
Well, usually you cover who I usually cover. If it's Clash, you know exactly. And she allows me to, But let me see. Did I hear you say people, the Hill Street people?
Yes,
Yes,
and the Kasha Tree crew.
yeah,
Good
the crew
buddy.
under the cashew tree.
Yes.
So let me just shout out the Hill Street people, that's the Robinson family, and the late Festus Robinson, who have been the head of that home as the husband, the man, was laid to rest on Friday last. Was a very, very nice gentleman. I had the privilege of working under his guidance when I newly started to work, doing 2 years of part-time job at the Ministry of Education under exams unit. He headed that unit, and I must say, what a fine gentleman he was while he spent his time on Earth, and he has now gone to the great beyond. May his soul rest in peace, and may the good Lord continue to console his family members that are left remaining around with us. Right?
So let us just take a quick break and we'll go straight into our program for this morning. So you can stay with us.
Digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfon and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
And we are back. So our topic this morning is one that is very timely. It's a very interesting topic, and we look forward to the comments, the calls. We look forward to those.
Yes. It is a very, very interesting topic. And that is a topic I don't um believe have been touched much. I tend to listen some talk shows, but very rarely I find I've heard such topic before. I don't think maybe just scratching the surface, but we'll be dealing with it in depth today. Before we go on, let me take the opportunity to say a very special thank you to Miss Digans.
Right.
Oh, she did a wonderful job last week, and she was really, really dynamic in her presentation. She was just so good. Um, take a bow, Miss Diggins. I know you're very capable of that. That is why I would have recommended you in the first place. If I know you wasn't that capable or competent, maybe I would not have even myself. have the thought of recommending you being here. But she did a wonderful job, right? Are your thoughts?
Yes, it was a very, very interactive session program. A lot of information came out on the school level as a parent,
Yeah.
so a lot was said. It was a very, very, so all who missed the program, go back and look at it. Last week was a very, very interesting program.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, and Chance the Gamer on Mary, he's saying good morning to Jester and me. He said he missed us last week. I hope all is well. Tuesday, happy Tuesday to everyone.
He missed the combination last week.
He he missed us last week.
He
Oh,
had, he missed the program.
the program last week.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I thought
Yes.
I wasn't here at the.
CJ saying that it is getting cold in Toronto. Sweater wet.
It's getting cold out there.
Yes, it's getting cold out there. Time for sweaters.
She know what she has to do. And you know what you have to.
Right? So, our topic this morning is why it is important to stop blaming parents for their children's behavior. Why it is important to stop blaming parents for their children's behavior. And this one, I know this topic will touch a lot of people.
Well, let me make it clear, right? Because people might be hearing that and think, I believe that is being geared to like children that have turned into adulthood, really, right? And then they know they have been guided along the right path
Right.
by the parents in their upbringing, right? And after they now left on their own because you have now become a full grown man or woman and you have that responsibility to carry on with your life in making certain decisions, right? That I think that is the area that need to be focused because some people might hear that and probably look at it in a general sense, but no, at a certain stage, at children's stage, they definitely need a firm grip of parents' guidance in that process. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, have you ever been blamed for something that your child has done? Maybe to somebody or something that your child has done. Have you ever had to take the blame for something that your child has done?
I've never really been put to a situation like that where somebody come forward and say, well, okay, well, I'm blaming you for such and such. I never really had the experience. But who knows? Sometimes people might feel so behind your back based on what your child might might have gotten involved. They
Right.
maybe they may they might just feel so,
Yeah.
although not being confronted and told so. But you just never know how some people might be thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So let us go straight into our research. It says you guide him, you care for him, you prepare him for the real world, but he's here as more than just your child. He's here to make this life his own, to learn and to grow. Blaming yourself for his behavior does not help him prepare for those life tasks. You are not to be blamed for your child's behavior. We live in a culture of blame, and that is so true.
Oh yes. Always look to shift the payments.
Right.
It happens at all levels. At all levels, somebody always try to, you know, not accept the responsibility for when certain things go wrong.
Right.
Look to shift it. one way or the other.
Responsibility and accountability. These two, they go hand in hand. As parents, we expect our children to do what so many people don't: take responsibility. Nothing is more irritating than hearing your child whine. It is not my fault. And children often blame their teachers for their academic performance and their siblings for their misdeed. And why not?
So I guess um, blaming them for their academic performance, I guess, is in a negative sense. I would want to believe in that context. They may want to put it, is looking at the positive side. I think it's in a negative sense.
Right, yeah.
They are looking at it
But,
there.
but I don't think somebody will blame somebody for anything positive. It's only
Yes,
when something negative happens
exactly.
that you put a blame on somebody,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah.
true also.
And in the home, blame, to me, I think that blame normally, I think it starts from home.
Blame.
Yes.
Why would you say that?
Because, for instance, a child have a sibling, right?
Mhm.
You speak to the child, you said to the children, you have to make your bed before you go to school, right? You come home and the child didn't make the bed, right? The child
Make
then
bed or
come,
make up the bed.
yes,
Right.
right? The child then says to you, Mommy, I couldn't make up the bed because John was sleeping still, right? So the child pass on the blame. So it start from home.
Okay.
Something simple
Okay.
issues, simple things, they tend to pass on the blame
Right.
to one another.
Okay, so I catch exactly where you're coming from. So in other words, you have to be training your children to accept responsibility from within the home
Right.
and for their actions, the
Yes.
responsibility for
Yeah.
the actions.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
So blaming others is modeled for our children daily by adults, their peers, and the news. Let us take that again. Blaming others is modeled for our children daily by adults,
Yeah,
their peers, and the news. So when they say model, they mean
yeah. You're showing them
right.
that you're doing that, so they're
So it
learning
starts
from you.
from adults,
Yeah,
then their peers, and then the news. And then they're right now where they're exposed so much to social media that they're taught how not to take accountability, how not to take responsibility, how to pass on blame. They're taught those things. And it is easy to focus on others when something goes wrong that we often don't even realize we are doing it. So it comes so habitual that we blame other people and we're not even aware that we're passing on the blame. We're not taking the accountability, we're not taking responsibility. Right?
I don't know why is it that once something negative shows up, it comes as if it's automatic that you never want to accept responsibility for it. It's just like it's so hard. If it's something that would be praises to you, something to be glorified about, we quick to it. But when it's the other way around, it's so kind of natural. It's so difficult to accept, you know, the negative responsibility, you know.
But that is how
But
that is culture.
I don't believe that one should lie just because you just have to accept it. Because listen, why I'm saying that is my last son, eh, Roya, he could do the worst thing at times. He may do something very bad. Yeah. And guess what? When I confront him, if he tells me that he will watch, I did that. It doesn't matter how bad. Guess what? He will get away with it. I'm telling you. But if he decides to lie for me, that
Right.
man, you, I will look to beat the clothes on out of. No, I'm telling you, and he knows that. So I always say, JJ1, it doesn't matter what you do, just tell me the truth of what
Right.
do.
You'll get upset at the moment,
Yeah,
but you'll get
yeah.
hurt.
But at least he tell me the truth.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, and I think we should start molding our children in that direction, you know. Let them know that, you know, it's okay to say, we are humans, we get upset, parents get upset. But at least at the end of the day, we know what is the truth.
yeah.
Right? And then here they're saying that, you know, sometimes we pass on blame and we don't even realize that we're passing on a blame onto somebody else.
Yeah, because when you develop certain habits, all right, it's hard to just give it. And speaking of habit, I maybe I would have said that before. I remember my chemistry teacher at McDonald College in Form 3 back in 1983. I'm on deceased Devonson Lamoth. One day he wrote up the word on the board habit. And then what he did, he took off the H.
Mm-hmm.
See, I take off the H, so you're left with a
A
beat.
bit. Mm-hmm.
He then scratch off the A again, take off that. He say, you see, you're left with beats. And then when he scratch off the beats, the B, he said, he's still left with it.
So it's always
So,
having
I- so a habit is not an easy thing
thing
to
to break.
yeah.
Yes. You know, sometimes, and then it happens so natural because of how society expects us to, you know, it's like to defend ourselves. You know, sometimes we have to kind of defend ourselves so much. It's like, you know, it's for instance, you you have an appointment, right? Like, okay, for instance, you're supposed to be here this morning for 10 o'clock, right? For the
Okay.
program.
Mhm.
I'm sure you have a reason. You will say, well, maybe traffic, or maybe so you're blaming you you getting up on time and organizing and preparing on time and leave at a particular time to get here. And the time you said you leave home like in 10, 15 minutes, right? When you reach on the road, you meet traffic. When you reach your destination, your excuse is he had traffic. So that's the reason why I'm late. So, you know, it's just simple things that, you know, that
Yeah,
we experience on a day-to-day basis causes us to pass on blame.
I agree. I agree. And there are some people that are master doing that.
Yeah,
Masters at doing that.
yeah. Came into work late because it didn't water this morning,
Yeah,
right? Long now, I put it on those times they couldn't have water, you know. You wait on the morning to see if you could get some water, right? Blaming others has become so widespread that it is striking when someone actually takes responsibility. We have a call. Let's take the call. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Go ahead, just
so yeah, so that last part you have a call from me again. Let's just try and see what's happening this time. So
good morning. Hello. Good morning. Hey, hearing a bit low.
All right. I think it was good with tenor. I don't know. Jeez. Oh man. My
Good
gosh.
morning. Can you hear me?
I hear that very low.
Yes, you're a bit low. Um, go, go ahead. I'm hearing a bit low.
Is volume right up on the phone?
Yes, the volume is right up. Miss Hannah, good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. Hello? One second. And let us just take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Is it my cool? Is those my
Resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfon and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
And we are back. So, our topic this morning is why is it important to stop blaming? Why is it important to stop blaming parents for their children's behavior? Right? And we looked at culture, society. Part of blaming others is part of our culture, right? So blaming others has become so widespread that it is striking when someone actually does take responsibility. So sometimes when somebody really own up to something, it shocks a lot of us.
That's true. That is so true.
You know, it's like I wasn't expecting a person to do that, to come and say what is mean or do that. You know, a lot of taking responsibility is is a good thing. It could be good, it could be bad, based on how you look at it.
Yeah. Until I remember when we were in Form 4 at my college. We were a really good partner in the States. We call Bushies. So Mr. Duncan, Franklin Duncan, is deceased now. He was a teacher. He used to teach us English language at Form 4. So he was doing the last period. So so after we pray, like children, they'll finish pray. So children start walking out from the classroom because after I say amen. So he said, so he said, um, who said to go? So my partner shouted to him that we have to go. He asked, who said that? Nobody,
Answer.
nobody not saying say that there because trust me, my partner was, yeah, a lot of children knew who it was, but if they dare call his name, I won. So guess what happened?
Everybody.
After I spent a whole long time, I keep asking, but nobody saying, nobody dare call Bushi's name. So he started leaving some children go one by one,
Pointing
one by one.
pointing
In the end, but the person who said it, he let them. And he just wrongly accused somebody that I couldn't remember who it was at the end of it all. Nobody held up to that responsibility. No, no.
So the possibility, so like the culprits still get away.
Yes.
Yeah. So it happens, and sometimes some people might be amused, it's like, well, I wasn't expecting that person to own up and say, or that particular person to do or to that particular thing. Giving responsibility to your child is challenging. And as parents, it can be difficult to watch your children struggle and experience negative consequences in life. When your child was a baby, you were entirely responsible for her, what she ate, her safety, and everything. You were her caregiver. As your child got older, little by little, you started giving her more responsibility. You wanted her to become more independent, but without independence comes choices and responsibility.
But with independence, sure, it's a responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it can be intimidating and scary for both you and your child to let go of that caregiving relationship. Transitioning from taking total responsibility for your child to allowing her to make mistakes so she can learn and grow from them can be a tough process. We expect our kids to get it wrong sometimes. That is just life. And as parents, sometimes as our children grow older, we don't know when to let go and to accept that they're at a different stage in life. What a child used to do when he was 5. You don't expect a child to be doing the same thing when he's 8 or she's 8.
Yeah, 12,
And
13.
yes, parents need to set them to learn to let go and let the children experience, let them grow on their own, experience new things.
That is so true, right? It's all part of the developmental stage of a child moving from one stage to another because there will be different stages, right? And that would be as fast as the years are being accumulated. And but there are some parents that some of them are really not prepared to let go.
Mhm.
You know, they still feel that they want to take the spoon, pick up the food in the bowl
Feed
and
them.
feed the children at age 10, 11.
Yeah.
No, you know, you got to allow your children to do certain things and take certain responsibility of dealing with certain things, you know. Because if you don't, you do not take such stance, it means that you are denying your children of um, owning up to certain responsibility, which as he grow older, becoming an adult, we may see the repercussions of such.
Yeah.
You understand? So I would like my last child, my boy child, especially boy children, don't take it for granted. Your parents should teach them to do things in the kitchen. You know, teach them to wash their clothes at you know at a certain stage, and it's gradual. You know, so by the time let's say about 10, they should be washing their socks, they should be washing their boxers. You understand what I'm saying? You
Yes,
know, and
sometimes
as
you
they
do
grow
everything.
older, yeah, they start washing their vests and little home clothes,
Mhm.
right? They should be able to make the tea, prepare something for breakfast. Nothing wrong with that. While you're there in the kitchen, like let's say a 13-year-old, 14-year-old should already start, being able to do certain things in the kitchen because you don't want when your boy child grow up in life later on and he may have some start living with a girlfriend or so, and he cannot do anything, and then they decide to make this style, and he's suffering through his through his stomach. You understand what I'm saying? It is not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all.
It says here, transitioning from taking, sorry, go back a little bit.
Have you gone too fast?
So it can be intimidating and scary for both you and your child to let go of that caregiving relationship. And transitioning from taking total responsibility for your child to allowing her to make mistakes so she can learn and grow from them can be a tough process. We expect our children to get it wrong sometimes. That is just life. It is also part of human nature to be uncomfortable when you have to admit you've made a mistake or a poor choice. So it is in our nature to feel uncomfortable when we make to admit that we made a mistake or we made a poor choice.
Yeah, nobody likes to make mistakes, but we are not perfect beings, so things will happen at times which, you know, that we probably wasn't even catering for, certain things.
And sometimes it is hard to own that we've let someone down or hurt them. So I think most of the times, one of the reasons why we pass on blame is because we don't want to hurt that particular person. We don't want to, that person have so much a high expectation of us that we let them down. We disappoint them. We don't want to disappoint a particular person. So, it's like we pass on blame because we don't want it to be us. We don't want it to be you, right? Because you don't want to be that person to disappoint.
Yes, you don't want to be seen in a certain light
Right.
in the eyes of the public.
And most of us don't want others to think badly of us. And we may worry that we'll be judged harshly or thought less of as a result of our behavior. And this one is so true. We do things based on what people would see, what people would think of us. We make decisions, we do things sometimes to hide behind what people may think about us as individuals. We may also want to avoid negative consequences for our actions. After all, when was the last time you said, "Yes, officer, I was speeding, you own up, huh? And I deserve that ticket." Who take it?
Well, normally, if you're guilty of um, going over the speed limit, most of the times when you've been approached by the officer, you're still trying to see how you could get that ticket. He's trying to avoid getting that ticket.
Yeah.
Even though you're guilty
Mm-hmm.
as much as how you're guilty, but still, you're still hoping that by I wish I'd really something could work out where I do not have to um pay that ticket there. You still try asking for some form of
Leniency.
leniency, so
But this one is a hard one. So really,
you
that this one is a rare
yes,
rare example.
very, very, very rare somebody
Yeah, so accept and say, you know
that's
what?
that's not happening just like that.
Yes, I find a woman would easily accept that responsibility than a man to own up and say, "Look,
Yes.
you know, I was doing this and I find it's easier for a woman to own up anyway in anything in life than a man would really choose to own up that he did a particular thing and he was wrong.
I don't know why you make the judgment on that. It varies
No, that is my opinion.
because you have some women they go in the grave without accepting some things, they tears in the eyes and they know it, they know they are denying the truth, tears in the eyes, they go in the grave. So it all depends, it varies. That's my response to that.
So, it is the same for our children. They don't feel like they don't like to feel discomfort any more than adults do. But discomfort is how we learn and grow. And by recognizing and acknowledging our mistakes and then doing things differently in the future so we don't feel uncomfortable that way again. So, what I'm saying here is that you need to acknowledge when you're wrong so that you would not make the same mistake again.
Yeah, yes. Of course, you must show that you learn from the mistake you make. Um,
So, the question is, why does everyone blame the parents for the child's behavior?
And as I stated, it depends on what stage of that child's life. And if it is at adult stage,
Mhm.
really and truly, it does not be fair to parents at all because I know of some parents that would have done their utmost, really, really puts out in being the best um, caregiver to that child in the overall the growth and development of that child, seeing them, you know, on through the different stages of life, right?
Mhm.
From adolescence, from puberty to adolescence to adulthood, right? And getting into a full adult, um, started working and earning their own monies, They now went so fast to develop their relationship, and then hey, something pop up. You know, they would have done something strangely, make some form of wrong decisions. All right, but I get in contravene with the law of the land in various ways. And then the comments you hear, from people from the public, really and truly does not be nice at times. First of all, they don't take time off to find out what exactly transpired. What is it? And people just castigate all sort of things. And it really does not be fair to parents, because I know of instances where parents do the utmost in the upbringing of their children. But as they normally say, you make children, you don't make their mind, and it does not necessarily means that because a child would have made some wrong choice, made some wrong decision, right? Which may suffer some form of consequence, that the parents ought to be blamed directly for such. No, it's really not fair.
Right. You see, and the thing about it is, sometimes a parent would groom a child so well, and because of peers, the peers,
Yeah,
they get sidetracked, sidelined,
peer pressure.
right? Social media, right? They get sidelined. And you wonder, as parents, where did you go wrong? Where did I go wrong? When a child would catch or get himself involved in some negative, activity or so.
And believe me, right, most of the time, that child um suffer some consequence for his action. It is because he would have gone against some rule that was instilled in him by you as
Yeah.
the parent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
I'm
true.
telling you,
Yeah.
a lot of the times when children get themselves in, even when you send them to school and they do touch certain things, a lot of the times these are things that you've been advising them not to
Yeah.
do, and they take on their own and do it.
Experimenting,
And as you say, peer pressure is one
yeah.
of the leading causes of
Yes.
such.
Yeah. Yeah. So let us just take a quick break and we'll get right back. We'll come right back.
Us at WeNoiseTV@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible. TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
And we are back. Yeah, so we're on the topic why is it important to stop blaming parents for their children's behavior? Why it is important to stop blaming parents for their children's behavior.
So I think the phone line is back.
Yes.
404-1189.
The number to call to give us your input. So we're on the question, why does everyone blame the parents for their child's behavior? And in society today, there has been a growing trend of blaming parents for their child's behavior. Whenever there is a tragedy or a child behaves in a dangerous or harmful, irresponsible, or wrong way, people always ask, where were his parents?
And I never imagined his parents were always
There.
there.
Right? They always ask, well, she didn't train her child. Eh?
You know, a parent that's been through it all, um, through thick and thin, give that child a very sound education.
Right.
And sometimes when you see how that child turn out to be or certain decision what they have taken, it really amazes you. Sometimes you're really baffled. You know? And you as the parent, you have absolutely no control.
Over your child's behavior.
Absolutely no control.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to gotta keep praying for your children, you know, as the good Lord to cover them. That we should be doing that at all times. But sometimes things do happen out of the ordinary, right? Just gotta face up to it.
Yeah.
And the point I want to make here again to Roya, as parents, we all have to be very careful in the sense that whenever something goes wrong with somebody else's child, regardless to what it is, as parents or as whether it's adults or young adults or senior adults, young adults.
We have a call. Let me take that call.
Yeah, let's take that call and then we'll come back to that point.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Someone here. Go ahead, Jester.
Yeah, so I was making the point. You don't rejoice on the misfortunes of what someone's child has gone through or maybe going through because you just never know. You know, it's like the saying, when your neighbor house is burning, you got to wet yours. So we got to be very, very careful of that. Rather than fear, we should all show empathy,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you'd never rejoice. It's not a good thing to rejoice on the misfortune of anyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So it says here, parents particularly those with children struggling with poor behavior choices, have taken this to heart, internalizing and often blaming themselves. When the comment is made that where were his parents? Some parents take it deep within them, and it hurts a lot,
Yeah, I
right?
know.
They take it very, very, very deep.
Yeah, well, I expect that it will play on the emotions at some point in time. Um, you may have some that take a lot of time and like they might tend to sit with their hand underneath their chin and
And pondering and
others again,
wondering, yeah.
yeah, others will just in a flash at times it comes to the mind and then they let go of again.
And have a call. Let's see if we can get up. Good morning. We're just doing what he wants this morning.
The person is trying again.
Yeah. The internet connection is a bit unstable. So parents will say, just to ease blame, if I hadn't walked too much, maybe my son wouldn't be so angry.
Could you take the call on its phone and on the phone? Or, like if that's
Sure.
something.
Right. Good morning. I'm hearing you, but
Yeah,
you're a bit,
saying a bit low.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's see how we can improve that.
Hello? Go ahead. We're hearing you, but a bit slow. Very, very low. Yes. Okay.
Or,
Oh, we lost the caller.
well, but we have gotten the gist of what the caller pointed out, Ryan. I think we had touched on it briefly earlier on. And what he's saying, from what I gathered, that you have to be a shining example for your children
Right,
to
right.
follow,
Uh-huh.
your child or children to follow. You know, there are some parents who had that kind of mentality. Well, do as I say, and you don't have to do as I do.
Uh-huh.
But you know, There are some children that are very, very stubborn, you know. You you don't dare get away with them. Once they see you doing certain things, even they're not do it, they did not do it in a present, they go look to experiment that way because
On
they
their own.
see you
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
And that's the point the caller is
Making.
making in
Yeah.
essence. Understand? So you got to do certain things, do pleasant things in the eyes of your children so that it will be a good example for them to
follow.
emulate.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So very, very, very valid point indeed the caller is making.
Some parents might say, like maybe if they weren't so focused on their work, probably that child, the attention they give to their jobs, or so they would have placed it on placed emphasis on the child or the children. The child mightn't have turned out to be a bad person, or follow a particular pattern, right? So they might make comments, like, if I didn't work so much, maybe my son wouldn't be so angry. Maybe he wouldn't get into fights.
Yeah.
He tells me all the time it's my fault, and maybe he's right. But by saying this, the child gets the message that he is not responsible for his behavior and choices. His parents are. So when you, as a parent, take up the blame, you to the child, it is saying that, it's not my fault, it's my parents' fault. Because the parent models that I must take the blame for you are my child, so I will take the blame for you. Right? And it should not be it should not be like that.
Well, you see, there are certain instances too, right? That and I guess where that is coming from. So let's take for example, your child have been going to school. He's out there in the public, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes
We have a call. Let's just take a call. Good morning.
Good morning, and how are you?
We're fine.
we're hearing you much better.
Good. Morning to you, Jester.
Good morning to you, CJ. I could have put
I
say
know
that.
I don't have to go away from sweater weather. Listen, topic this morning, I mean, it's really, really good for us as parents. But I have to say this, not all parents think that their child the right thing. Some of us has to take the blame for what our children does. Because at a very early age, we did not tell our children that what they're doing is wrong. We did not show them examples of any kind. Now, 99% of us as parents, we try to do what is right by our children. We teach them what to do. We teach them to cook, to clean, to make their beds up, and all this stuff. So these are the parents that should not take blame for what their children do because they put themselves out from the beginning to guide their children the right way. Others, they need to take the blame because they said that you have to bend the tree while it's young.
Yeah.
Some of us think that when the child is young, we shouldn't do that because they're so young and we love them so much. But children are little psychologists. They know what they're doing. They know what they can do to get away with it. And some of us as parents, we let them. So when we do that, we are not teaching them the right thing. We're letting them follow what we do or what. Because when they go out into the big world is not being supportive of what they're doing. You made a point very early, Roy, where you said that sometimes, you leave home late. You know you're going to be late. But when you come, you make an excuse. Oh, you didn't have water, or the bus was late, you didn't get bus or anything. What you're teaching your children, because they would see sometimes you make a phone call and you say, there was no water this morning and I can't reach to come to work early. Where you know that you got up late and the child know that you got up late. So what you're really teaching them is to pass the blame on and to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're teaching them to lie also when unconsciously, because when you're saying this to your boss saying that you can't read you sorry, I can't come early because there's no water or I can't get transportation or anything. Sometimes it's legit.
Yeah.
You're out there. I know times I'm going to work, I'm on the subway, there's a problem on the train, and but you're already on the subway. You'll maybe call and say, listen, I am at this station, but there's a problem. There are things that are legit. But when you pick up your phone and call from home and say that there's no water, you couldn't do this, or there's nothing, you are teaching your children to lie, and you're teaching them to pass the blame on. And it's a very serious thing, because when that child starts to lie to you want to beat them up and say, well, where you get this lying thing from? Take a look at yourself in the mirror. It starts with you.
Mirror, mirror.
It is ending up with your children. So we have to be very careful as parents what we say around our children, how we act around our children, the things we do, and everything like that, because we are the mirror for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're doing that early on, to teach them that early in their life, then something is wrong. I don't know if you always hear this story where so them a parent, somebody come to the parent and she doesn't want them to talk. They go to tell him, mommy says she ended.
Yeah. Especially with the Syrians.
You understand? Yeah, and then the child go to Jester and they say, mommy says she ended. So again, we have to be careful what we say to our children when we say it, because listen, you see children out there these days, and everything. I don't know. It's not me. It's like Shaggy said. It wasn't me. They pass the blame on, and you know what? They go through society doing the same thing. Their workplace, wherever they play sports, whatever it is that they do, they never accept the blame, or they don't accept responsibility for anything that they do, because there are some of us as parents that teaches them very early not to take the blame for anything. As I said, whatever you do, it's not you.
Yeah.
So the majority of us are good, but those that are deadbeats, as I call them, they need to take the blame for their children, what their children are doing in society, because they did not give them the proper guidance while they were growing up. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution.
Very good, right? Contribution. In fact, the previous scholar that part of his contribution was what was echoed by our last scholar. Yeah. But as she said in truth, and that was the next point I was coming to. Because in some instances, some parents they have to take the responsibility in some instances. So, for example, your child is out there, is in the public out there, and people would see that he getting involved in certain unpleasant behaviors, which would not be welcoming to you as the parent. And you might point it out, of that parent, you start pointing out, look what you're observing. Rather than fear, you might even self-curse the person, rather than you taking time off to investigate. We are not saying that everything that is being told about your child is like the gospel, but at least it warrants investigating. And yeah, investigating the whole thing to find out what is what, nothing wrong about that. And then again, if you want to behave like the teachers have taken certain actions against your child in the school, and you're ready to just go and just cuss up the teachers in the school. I mean, what, what sort of trend are you setting?
But
It's only for a downward spiral for that child.
But just said this type of children we have now, right? Do you know that most of them, the way they react in your presence when when they're not around you is a whole different individual.
That is true. That is
Because
also
sometimes
true.
your parents vouching for the children.
Yeah,
My child would never do this. My
yeah.
child would never do
That's
that.
a bad thing to
And
do. That is really a bad thing to do.
yeah, and behind that parent back, that child is like,
Yeah,
what?
because children tend to show up the collars when they are not
Not around their
you.
parent. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
that is why I'm saying that when you hear certain things about your child's behavior,
Once you're not there,
yes, you should
not
be left with an open mind to take up the issue and dive into it. That's what you need to do. And not be negative and look to, curse the
and
person who may
swear for
bring
that
it to your
child.
attention
Yeah.
and swear, no, don't do that as a parent.
Yes. Most parents will say, I grew my child that particular way. My child would never do that. Eh? And then when you get down to the bottom of it, you get embarrassed.
You see, and that's the thing, one of the things that cause them to get involved in doing certain things, because as I say, a lot of the times is certain rule and guidance that you have there for them is because they go in contravene of it and they
Yeah,
find themselves
sure, yeah.
in problems. You understand? So
So it says here, unfortunately, when parents take up the responsibility of their child's behavior, it can lead to a lifetime pattern of blaming others and refusing to take responsibility. It will always be his spouse's fault, the boss's fault, the police officer's fault, or the legal system's fault. And we see that a lot today. Everybody blaming the system,
yeah,
right? Everything is a system. And we are patterned to blame the system. And in short, blaming yourself for your child's behavior is not effective. It makes you feel terrible and it doesn't help your child. Well, for the good ones, it will make you feel terrible. For the positive minded parents, this will make them feel terrible. But for the parents who have that mindset that the child is always right, then it would not make any impact on that parent.
well, the thing about me, like where children may get themselves into difficulties, and at the end of the day, no matter what is your child, and if it's a first time offender, and yes, it will play on your emotions, and then you might think, yeah, people do get caught up in certain things and make the wrong decision. They find themselves in hot waters. And you might look to, you know, think about, well, that person may deserve a second chance. You may try to. But I also believe if it continues repeatedly, then, you know, I can't see you going back and making the same mistake over and over. No, I can't see that way. And as a parent, if you know you did your very best in providing guidance for that child of yours, they have not reached stage of adulthood, right?
Mhm.
And they make certain decisions. What else they will have to face up to the consequences. I mean,
Yeah.
it's as simple as that. You as the parent, I can see you will just sit by with your hands underneath your chin for the rest of your life and pondering on that. Because, as I say, once it's a mistake, and you have all right to be empathetic with your child on such occasion, you do all what you could to try to get them in society and to find themselves rehabilitated to come back and be of a positive nature, right? And change their life around. That is the first thing. But after that, if you continue along that train, and then you can force yourself as a parent, all you tell yourself you did your very best. But yeah,
So we need to keep the focus on our children's behavior. We need to stop blaming ourselves. Instead, keep the focus where it belongs, on your child's behavior. Some teens tend to focus on anything other than their poor choices and behaviors at school and would often shift attention to their parents so they would be in trouble rather than themselves. So, what I'm saying here is that when the children are in the school setting, they normally pass on the blame to their parents. So, um, John, why didn't you do your homework? Well, my mother says take out the lights, right?
yeah,
How come you come to school late this morning? I had to go and sweep the house for my mother before I leave home. I have to do this before I leave home. I have to do this. You have to do that. So, they tend to pass on the blame to their parents just to shift it from them, right? And they're saying here, when you hear someone trying to blame, respond with, let's stay focused on the issue and behavior we want to address right now,
right,
right?
yeah,
So, in essence, they're saying here, focus on the issue and deal with address it right at the moment.
Yeah. You shouldn't let them get away with that.
Right?
Yeah.
Focus on the issue and stop. So if you know that particular child has to as a parent, the child has to sweep the yard before he or she go to school. School starts 8 o'clock. You wake the child, you know the child will take say like half an hour to eat, half an hour to dress. So you wake the child at least an hour or so before. So the child would do that household chore in time to eat breakfast and organize for school and reach to school on time. Right? So we deal and we address the issue. We have a call. Let's take that call. Good morning. Hello? Yes.
Hi.
Yes. So here.
Um, Something about parenting again that I that broke my heart a time when I either hear it. You know, they get good parents that say that by their children to give them a very early age to do the right things and then they do something that society is not accepting or there's something in society. I know that parent. Let me put it this way. When a child does something and the parent has to take the blame, the child does not only it's not only affecting the child, it affects the parent. Because I know there are parents that have positions in high places. And according to what the child do, it bothers them so much that they have to step down from the position that they are in. Because of shame and because of the pressures, especially if they're on a board that has ethical stuff to do with the company, they force that parent to step down from the position that he or she holds because of what it has that affects the public image. So again, even though we did not ask them to do what they do as a parent, even though we give them the best guidance we know how, there are things that they do that affects us so badly that some parents even think that, well, I cannot deal with the shame, I cannot deal with that, I cannot deal with the consequence of what you do, so they die by suicide. And I know people that it happens to, and that's why I say it breaks my heart. So when we as parents, and it's for all of us, I'm a parent. When we as parents are trying to do the right thing for the child, we always have to have in the back of our heads that what they do, I'm not the one that is responsible for it. But in the other sense, we take the blame, even though we're not saying it loudly for people to hear, we take the blame because of the action that we take afterwards. So when we do things, as Jester said, there are consequences for everything. And it does not only happen to the person that does it, it also affects the whole family, whole community. Because the community don't have any compassion. They say, oh, this is why you do it good thing. Giving him kind, giving him peace. Eventually, once he gets it, that does not have to be the truth. They may say that the child had something, but that doesn't mean that the parents gave it to him just only for the They take that. There are consequences for it, and maybe the child did something well. The parents buy him a car, but when he get the car, he turns into a monster, and it starts, eating. When the police stop him, he's like, "Oh, officer, I didn't know what I was doing. Officer, I didn't do this. I wasn't wearing seatbelt because I have a pen in my chest and I can't wear seatbelt." So it affects the parents, the old parents, that did the right thing, not the bad one. Because the bad one, as you say earlier, Roya, they don't even care what the child does. And that's why we as parents have to be very, very careful how we train our children from that very, very early age. So sometimes when they do things that is not right, we don't feel that bad because we know we did everything we possibly can to help them out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Wow. That one was. So it says here we need to learn to balance our parental responsibility with our child's accountability. And balance your parental responsibility with your child's accountability. You need to ask yourself, who is ultimately responsible for my child's choice in this situation? we need to keep the big picture in mind. Yes, you gave birth to your child. You guide him, you care for him, and prepare him for the real world. But he's here and he's more than just your child. He's here to make this life his own, to grow and to learn. Blaming yourself for his behavior does not help him prepare for those life tasks. If anything, blaming yourself stunts his ability to figure out for himself what he's comfortable with, what decisions feel good and right to him. We have a call. Let's take that call. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
And I'm calling from Toronto. I'm back. To the call.
I don't think you'll be as cool as Clay because you did get some good sunshine. I believe you still have some.
Yes. 3 weeks.
Yes.
I just came back to reality. Yes. So people should not be taking all the blame for their children's bad behavior because there are other factors that would influence a child, such as I think you mentioned it already, peer groups, the environment, even systematic issues.
Right.
And sometimes they even include genetics. I think that's something that should be more examined as to how genetics could influence a child.
Yeah.
So while the parent could influence a child and is responsible for teaching and guiding their child, they're not entirely at fault when a child turns bad, as children also have to take responsibility for their actions. So it has to be a balanced approach where you recognize the significant impact of parenting, but you also acknowledge the other factors that would shape a child's behavior. So the parents, they're often the primary teachers and disciplinarians. And their parenting style, it could influence the child. But instead of blaming parents, what we have to focus on is understanding the root causes of bad behavior and providing consistent guidance, teaching children to correct mistakes rather than just punishing them all the time. As you go along, they make mistakes, you let them know this is a mistake. How can I correct it? Because they are under the influence of other things. So it cannot be the parents only. But parents should also look inward at their own parenting practices to see if what they're doing, if they're doing something wrong and what they need to work on, especially when a child is consistently acting out. So that's why I'm saying it's balance. It's not always the parents. Sometimes it's the parent. So we just have to have a balanced view. Look at the root causes of why this child is acting out, and address it early so that it could be corrected. So by the time the child turns an adult, they're on the right path. So while the parent is not only responsible, children have to take responsibility also, and we also have to look at other factors that would affect their behavior. So have a good Tuesday, everyone.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Lorna, for your very worthwhile contribution as usual. And she touched on a very important point there because Brian, as she stated, all right, you have to look at the root cause
Yeah.
of your child's bad behavior. Yeah, that is very, very important. Where it stems from, because that might be the only way to deal with the issue to get rid of it.
And it could be things happening at home, eh?
Yeah. And then it, I always say, right, parenting it's like an equation, and you have to know how to balance that equation. All right. So in some instances, you cannot be too harsh. You understand, and you cannot be too slack. And the next thing that we gotta realize as parents, that some parent, right? It's like they portray themselves like they had never gone through children stages in life. So it's like they just happen to be that adult and you be a parent.
You know, some people they get
Not
big but they don't grow up.
notwithstanding that you were once a child too,
That's what I'm saying.
right?
Yeah.
And then that's why if my child do certain things as I say, it will probably take me back that when I was a child,
Right.
they did that too. So why you try to be so tough on him at that stage? You know, certain things you might say, okay, well, it's not the best thing to do. It was just talking to,
Yeah.
not just
Yeah,
to be so and you would always want to bang up your child because no, no, because remember, you were a child at some
Right.
stage too, and you did certain things. Don't try as parents we try to appear as if we are perfectionists. No, no, let's be real.
Mm. Yeah. And you know, some of the things children do, you normally say, what were you trying? I was young too, you know, you do this thing and you know, I was young too, you know. Do this thing, why you trying?
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
We have a call again. Hello? Hello?
I'm gonna ask a question, and I need one of you to answer. You think that some children are tough the way they do because the parents force them to do something that they don't really want to do, like in the career. Like if a child wants to be a mechanic and the parent says that no, I need you to be a doctor or I need you to be a lawyer. Do you think that the child acts up just to make the parent feel bad and do the wrong things because they were forced to do something that they didn't like?
I mean, that's easy to answer because don't forget that children tend to be rebellious at times, and sometimes parents do give them a reason to be rebellious. Yeah, you don't force down certain thing your child should because and the what Clay is asking the because what end up happening sometimes you want your child to either
You want
be
to
a
live
lawyer.
you want to live through your child.
Yeah,
The life that you didn't live, you want your child to live that life for you.
and it don't work that way.
Right.
Listen, my advice to any parent nowadays, if you see there is any area that your child has that ability to excel in, including sport, different sporting discipline, you support them. And because there are some parents before, if your child is not aiming in the line of being a lawyer or a doctor,
Or
oh yeah, all it does is like that child is a failure.
yeah.
You understand? And because of that, you realize they're not going along that trend. So you try to really despise that child that sort of way, and you don't treat them in the way that you probably may treat another child who you find is walking that way. And it's a very dangerous thing because let me tell you something. I have been looking through the the sporting career of five cricketers in the Caribbean now. Well, yeah, we have to go and see that. It's a very important point. And first, we look at Darren Sammy. His worth is about, I think it's about 15 million. Then it was Kyron Pollard. His was about 18 million. Then it was Dwayne Bravo. His was about 20 something million. And then it was Andrew Russell. His was about, I think, 25 million thereabout. And then the universe boss, Chris Gill, about $35 million all through sports, cricket. So, yeah. So we have to be guided by this sort of thing nowadays. Your child could earn heavily through sports. Just you have to able to instill in him that he got to have a marriage with the basic education and to go along with the sports.
So, as we wrap up, in order for parents to stop blaming themselves, you need to create a culture of we need to create a culture of accountability in our homes. We need to stop playing the blame game. And here's how to stop. If you've been making excuses for your child's behavior, you need to be straightforward in addressing the problem. You need to sit down with your child and point out that whatever it is you're doing isn't working anymore. Gauge your Gauge your remarks based upon the age and development level of your child. Don't say I'm sorry, we let you down. It is simple. This isn't helping you is fine. Explanations longer than that invite arguments, which we like to avoid when we can. It is not about fault, it is about responsibility. And my advice to parents is don't argue, just focus on the responsibility. And this concludes our program for today, September 9th, 2025. We thank you for your contributions. We thank all our listeners, all our viewers, and our callers. We look forward to another program where we can educate and learn from each other next week on our Take 5 mental health program. Thank you and do enjoy the rest of
10 to 12.
The week.
Thank you, Roya. Thank you to the listeners and viewers out there of the Stick 5 program. My name is Jester Noel, bidding you God's richest blessing of what is left of Tuesday until I catch up with you next week, Tuesday, God's will. Until so long.
Bye.
Here's my stuff. It's all about stuff.
Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone. Voices come, but steps can. Two good friends always there. Let